What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 East Asia AI only battle. Today we're going to be doing the results. It's turn 300. We'll go through the winner, and we've done a top 5 as opposed to a top 10 because there's only 12 civs left, I think. So yeah, we've done a top 5, so it's a little bit easier than normal. We'll then go over the info addicts, and then the plan is that on Tuesday, is it Tuesday? Is this Sunday's episode? No, Thursday's episode. Maybe am I going crazy here? No, this is Tuesday's episode. Thursday's episode, we will go to turn 400, and I'll essentially just hop in at 10 or 25 turn intervals and show you what happens, depending on what's appropriate. You know, if nothing happens, we'll do 25 or 50. You know, we did it once before and nothing happened, so we'll see. But we'll go to 400, and then for Sunday's episode, we will try and do 500, and then we'll start a new one next week. I think hopefully that works for everybody. Hopefully that's something seems fair. That gives me time to set up a new one, while also wrapping this one up and keeping the videos going without like having a break, right? It would just be straight into the next one essentially. So hopefully that's okay for everyone. I do have the results. There was a I don't want to say super clear, but the winner was fairly clear. Obviously I used 5 points instead of 10 if you won an info addict category, so it wasn't as big a gap as it would normally be. Much lower points than usual. I also removed some more of the categories that didn't really apply. For example, technology wasn't used because pretty much everyone had 80, and it wasn't in order anymore, so it was unfair. So we didn't use ones like that. But yeah, so we'll start with some of the honourable mentions. So we'll go with the civs who did not score any points. You know, we're just going to wreck them. But Siam did not score. This Siam didn't score any points, I'm afraid. And I think Japan is actually... Japan and Ming also missed out on points. So Ming didn't get any, and Japan didn't get any. The Xia got 1. So there you go. They're in joint last. Joint second last, because obviously all these civs got 0. The Xia got 1. I can't remember what for. We'll find out. I think it might have been happiness or something silly. No, I didn't use happiness, so it was something else. But something else. We didn't use happiness because some civs who have seen the whole map when I give them the vision to move them at the start of the game get an unfair advantage, so that's removed. But yeah, the Xia and the Champa as well, unlucky. I don't know. I think they must have just been 6th place like a lot of times and stuff. But yeah, they only scored 1 point as well, so they only came 5th once in the stats we actually used. So that's not very good. Next up, bit of a climb to the Shan states here in 5th. I think they came 5th in one category, and then they came 2nd or 3rd in like military manpower and snuck in on another one. So again, not many points for them. Not 5th place. Sorry, but they were the next civ. The next jump is to Burma, who are 6th place. They got 9. They actually scored pretty well in some of the statistics, so good job. To Burma with 9 points. Then there's a massive jump of 10 points, so, you know, double what Burma had already achieved, and everyone else, you know, essentially combined. More than everyone else had got combined at this point was New Siam with 19 points. It was really close for ages, and then these guys sort of ran away with it at the end. So congrats to them. Good game from them. Pretty exciting. Cool to see them here. A new civ. Always nice to see them doing well. And then another big jump from 19 points to 34 points. I think more time they will be higher up, but it is Chiang Kai-shek's China. So yeah, they did a good job, and obviously they took out Ming towards the end. So they were 34 points. Then there is a tie for 2nd and 3rd, where both with 41 points. So we have the People's Republic of China. I think they were aided by Wonders. Some people may be saying, how on earth are they better than this China? I think Wonders and the cultural side of things they really did well in, so that sort of boosted them up. And then they are tied with Korea for 2nd place, both on 41 points, which is pretty cool. I don't know, the tie-break situation there. I would probably lean with Korea, but, you know, I mean, one of them probably dies to Mongolia if we go to turn 500, so we'll find out, won't we, who's the winner. And there we go. I mean, I threw it in. I said it's pretty much guaranteed. Mongolia does nab the victory. I mean, pretty dominant game from them. Fair play. It's been a while since we've seen them dominate like this, so it was actually refreshing. You know, in the world battles, they used to do good a lot of the time, but I think I found a way to sort of keep them from overperforming every time. So I'm just, because I always forget to do this every time I do results, I'm just getting the comments up on the last video so that we can go through that and see who's getting a shout out this time. A lot of picks for Mao, Japan, Korea, South Korea, Japan, Champa, Republic of China, Tang China, Purple Country, Champa, the Xia, Champa, Mao. Just someone saying they were excited for the level of detail. I hope we've been able to give a lot more detail on this slightly smaller map, and we'll probably do more of this and less of the 40 civ ones going forward. do smaller, more focused zones where we can be really specific, which I think is pretty cool. We can look at the graphs a bit more and hopefully not crash. Japan, Korea, Robin Fowles. Good, congratulations, man. You're the first one so far, Robin. Good job. You got that. There we go. Someone said the Shah, Korea, Mao because he's a communist. Champa, Mao, so many Chinas. No one else picked Mongolia. Robin, you are in a class all to yourself. Congratulations on that one. You've earned the shout out this time. I just wonder if I win, who gives me a shout out like that? When does that happen? I technically got the last one right because the People's Republic of China did win on score, but sadly that was not how we did the system. And I think again that was a bit cheated by their wonders. I don't know. They didn't win this time though. Mongolia did just edge out Korea on score. And then this China was third. Mao was fourth, and then fifth place in this leaderboard did go to New Siam as well. So that is pretty close, right? The only thing that's changed, I mean, obviously Korea is not. Yeah, Mao has basically dropped from tied second to fourth on this list. So that's a bit. Yeah, there you go. Pretty close though. I mean, the rest it was the same 5 civs. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll have a little go through the info addicts now, just so you can see what's going on. I'll go over which ones we used. So population, we did use South Korea there at the top, or just Korea. It's changed because North Korea was in the game and then got killed off. So they weren't in it ever. Like they spawned, but they never even settled their first city because I had an autosave to go back to. So we just use that. But it changes that name. So this is still, you know, I know it's looked different. It's been a different color all game, but it is just regular game Korea. Nothing's changed. And they have 172 million people. Big lead over Mongolia on 92 million. Then it's Mao's China at 41, Burma at 39, and the other China also at 39. You can see Ming fell all the way down to 22 from their peak. That was quite high. I think they were second at one point. Crop yield, Mongolia well out in front. They're the biggest, makes sense. Then it's Korea, then the new China that's getting really big. Then Mao's China in fourth, which is a bit of a surprise because they have a lot of desert and stuff. So fair play to them. And New Siam then sits in fifth again. Production, another big one. Mongolia out in front. Only just now, this new China is starting to catch them. You know, they're only about 100 off there in millions of tons. Mao's China, a bit of a drop to them. And then Korea and the Shan states sneaking into fifth place here. We did use that. We do now use GMP as our economy statistic because most of them are making negative net gold, so it doesn't make sense to use that. Mongolia and Korea pretty much neck and neck there. There's only about 11 in that. Is there 8? Oh no, 15. 15 million gold. That is a lot, I guess. So what is that? 15 million gold. I mean, but Mongolia and South Korea with GMPs or gold incomes per turn of over 1 billion gold, based on, you know, one being a million. And the other China is also not too far off. They're about 100 behind. Like I said, I think by the turn 4 and 500, if they're not killed by Mongolia, this China could really get really strong, especially if they go after some of the Southeast Asian nations. Burma's also in there as well. Right, land area. Mongolia leading the way, then Korea, China, Burma, China. Again, I mean, I'm sure you can just see the China flags at this point. I'll leave it to you guys. Military manpower. Mongolia, Chiang Kai-shek's China. That is a massive difference, by the way. Mongolia nearly double. But there's 4 nations with 1 million strong militaries. The Shan states also there at 1,100,000, and Korea with just over 1 million. And then it's a bit of a drop to the Champa at 860k. Right, we don't use approval because it's covered later in happiness, which I actually also didn't use this time around. And then literacy is not used because technologies can be used. So social policies, Mao's China won this ahead of New Siam. Then it was Mongolia, then Korea, and then the Xia. There you go. That's where they got their 1 point from. Sneaking in there. Happiness we didn't use, but here it is. I mean, Korea is the only negative nation at the moment. But yeah, like I said, some of these nations got moved at the start. I don't think it actually applies to any. New Siam definitely got moved to a new location at the start. These ones didn't, but yeah, New Siam definitely got moved. So there we go. I love that we've just adopted the name New Siam for them. I mean, it works because we have 2. I mean, it was the easiest way to split them. I think that's worked pretty well. Here's technologies. Again, it wasn't used. As you can see, 10 of the 12 civs have 80 technologies. So it wouldn't have been fair. And Mongolia, I think it is in reverse order. I think Burma got there first and then maybe the Champa. But Burma definitely got there first. Oh no, because Korea's there. Maybe these 2 got there first, but it's not very fair to use that, so we didn't use that. Net gold again wasn't used. As you see, only 4 of them are currently making a positive amount of money. That is Mao's China, Burma, Korea, and Siam, and everyone else is negative. Mongolia with a massive negative. Not sure if their treasury will go to 0 or has it. I'm not really sure what they're doing there. We'll see that in a second, I guess. But that's cities is used. Chiang Kai-shek now has the most with his recent resurgence, overtaking Mongolia. So there you go. That's why I think they're going to be a real threat going towards turns 4 and 500. Korea's in there as well, China, and then the Shan states in 5th place. Cities, science output, Korea leads the way, then Mongolia, then Chiang Kai-shek's China, the People's Republic of China, and Burma, all with over 1,000 science, Korea with 2,000 science. Again, this is not super important anymore, but we did use this stat, because I think it's still fair to use that one. Culture output, People's Republic of China, or Mao's China, with a massive lead there. Then it's Mongolia, Korea, New Siam, and again, Chiang Kai-shek's China. The top 5 appearing pretty regularly, hence why they had, I think they had like, if you do the maths, they probably had about 95, 96, maybe more % of all the points between the 3 of them there. Pretty good going. Wonders, again, Mao's China, New Siam, Korea, China, and Mongolia. Treasury was not used because some civs spend money, some don't, and it's sort of linked to the negative net gold. I mean, Mongolia is going to run out of gold in about 19k. They're losing nearly a k a turn, so probably about 20 turns till Mongolia runs out of money. But there you go. Some of these civs still have tons of money, some at 0. Faith and faith gain were not used. Again, some civs, like the Shan states, actually do have a religion, but normally some of these civs don't have religions, and they just tried and missed out. So it's just stacked up, whereas others are spending it. So that's not really a fair way to judge religion for the score system. I think in future we might add some bonus points for if you're dominant religion. Like for every 10 cities, maybe you can have a bonus point. Let me know what you think of that idea. Something like that. We'll have to obviously balance it out to not be too overpowered. Because I know the score in-game really helps if you have a religion. It really boosts you up. But we didn't use those. I think influence was used. I might be wrong on this one, but I think it was. New Siam winning that one, then People's Republic of China. Again, I'm just relying on the game saying that this one came first, to be honest. Hopefully, it does look like it is that way for some of them in the past, but I think when you reset the game, it might, like, if they both hit 8 at the same time when we're playing, then it will stay like that in the right order. But when I reopen it, I think that's when it might sometimes go funny, hence the technologies one being upside down, for example. So yeah, sometimes we're just going to take the game's word for it. It'd be way too complicated if I started splitting points between people that tied. It would just get too messy, because sometimes it's like 3-4 way ties. Burma in 3rd, China 4th, Korea 5th there. Great Works was again used. Mongolia won that. They obviously would have conquered quite a few off, China and Liao in particular, and the Xia. New Siam in there, People's Republic of China, not regular, or Mao's China, Chiang Kai-shek's China in 4th, and Burma in 5th. Trade routes wasn't used again. I mean, there is a bit of difference, but a lot of them are still the same. I mean, all of these are on 8, so that's a bit unfair. Japan and Siam would have scored their points if we had included it. And then tourism, finally, Mao's China leads the way, then Mongolia, New Siam, Korea, and China. Of course, there is only about 12 civs. Yeah, there is 12 civs left, so you can pause and sort of scroll through in more depth if you would like to. And then finally, we'll have a quick look at the religions at the end of the game. There's no real dominant religion right now. But there we go. We've got 22 cities from Catholicism, from the Khmer, who aren't even around anymore. 20 for Islam from the Liao, who aren't around either. Korea's religion in 18 cities. The Shan with Buddhism in 15. Taoism still going, I think on some islands owned by Ming and somewhere else as well. They've just about kept alive. But that'll be it. I will come back in the next episode at turn 400 to sort of report on what action has happened. We'll then do 500, as I promised, in a separate one, assuming nothing crashes. If it crashes, I apologise. I'm still abiding by the same rule. It's 3 strikes and you're out sort of thing. I'll put it into the strategic view and just hide in the corner to minimise the chance of it crashing. But yeah, sometimes it's just, that's not enough. You know, when I scroll around, things just break. I mean, Mongolia is already a bit of a concern with this many units. Yeah, hopefully it will just keep going. We can sort of push our way through, and we'll get as far as we can. It might be not 500, but I think 400 should be okay. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this series. It's been showing a lot of support. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, I would appreciate it if you could turn on notifications. It does really help the channel, and you won't miss any videos then. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.